Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today we are here with releases on my radar for the month of August 2020. So in this video, if you're unfamiliar with this, I've had quite a few people joining my channel recently. This is a video in which I talk about all of the book and manga releases that I am excited for the upcoming month. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. My list for August is pretty extensive, so let's just start at the top. So let's start with August 4th. We're going to talk about the books first. And the first one we're going to talk about is Bookish and the Beast. This is part of the same series as Geekerella. This is the third installment. Definitely has Beauty and the Beast vibes. Definitely on my radar. I really crave those Beauty and the Beast retellings, and these all seem to center around fandoms and other things. So I'm really excited to see what this one has to offer us. The next one is called The Black Kids. A lot of people are comparing this to The Hate U Give. It's set in the early 1990s, in which we're following a black teen, I believe, and the racism and things that they are facing. This is very much a coming-of-age style story, and it's one that I'm definitely interested in checking out. I still personally have not read The Hate U Give. I know, crime against humanity. I really need to get on that sometime. It kept getting pushed off. I have no excuse. And so I really want to bring this to people's attention and definitely have that on people's radars as well. Next up, we have You Had Me at Hola. This is a telenovela-inspired romance, and I'm really excited to see where this one goes. Again, because there's so many, I'm not saying too many details, so I'm really sorry. And then we have Dare to Tempt. This is a sports-style romance. Definitely has the millionaire, billionaire style sports player. I forget the sport. I want to say football. I can't remember. And then someone that they bring in to help them out, and they end up having a romance. It just looks really interesting to me, so I put that on here because I've not heard anybody else talking about this particular romance. Maybe there's something I don't know, but I'm really tempted to try it. And then obviously I have to talk about Midnight Sun. This is obviously happening on the 4th, and believe me, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to read the snot out of it. If you want a reading vlog, let me know down below. I can admire Twilight for what it did for the genre of YA fiction, but I remember reading the initial draft of Midnight Sun on my laptop when Stephanie Meyer put it up on her website, and I remember really enjoying Edward's perspective, so I'm really excited to jump in and read the completion of this novel. And then we have Vanessa Yu's Magical Paris Tea Shop. I did read this during the reading rush, so if you want my full thoughts on it, you can check out that video. Essentially, it was cute. I like Vanessa a little bit better than I liked Natalie Tan. We're still centering around food. It's just a really fun women's fiction style romance, and I just enjoyed it. And then we have Set Fire to the Gods. This YA fantasy definitely looks interesting. I don't know too much about it, honestly. I haven't deep dove what it's about, but I like the look of it. I like the feel of it, not just from the cover, but I know I remember flitting over the description when I initially found this, and I'm like, ooh, this sounds good. So I do think it's going to be very much religiously yet politically centered, and I think it'll just be a really good time. And then I have Want You to Want Me by Lorelei James. This is a new romance in which I just really like Lorelei James's writing. I haven't really read much of her. I've only read her cowboy style ones. I've not read any of her just straight contemporary, so I wanted to try this one. All right, let's talk about the manga for this particular week. The Rose of Versailles Volume 2 is slated to come out on Tuesday. I don't see anything on Udon's website though, but this is, when you Google the release date, this is the date that comes up. So as of right now, that's what it's slated for. I don't know if that's going to hold. Udon tends to push theirs back like the day before, so don't hold me too strongly to this particular one, but whenever it comes out, it's on my radar. I'm sure y'all know that from my reaction vlog earlier this year. But yes, there's a chance we might get this like within a week, and I'm itching to get my hands on it, very much so. Next, we obviously have Yona of the Dawn, Volume 25. My bookstore happened to have it early. I'm so excited. I've already read this. It's fantastic. You guys, I can't express my love for Yona enough. Like, there just aren't words. This is perfection. I love this series with my whole heart and soul. I know who Yona, at least for a period of time, will end up with. And in this one, we have direct confrontation with certain people we've needed direct confrontation with for a long time, and I'm really I just want to hear what everybody thinks once they read it. Another one that comes out on the 4th is Aoharu Ride Volume 12. I have already read this volume as well. It's absolutely fantastic. It is so good, guys. Like, I can't tell you. This volume did a lot of things right. We have two teens who had interests in other people for a really long time, and they made their intentions clear, and it made my heart super happy. Y'all just go read it, okay? Okay. Then we have Beyond the Clouds Volume 2. This is a Ghibli meets Final Fantasy style series, and I'm really excited to finally get Volume 2. We were supposed to get it earlier this spring, but because of the rona, it got pushed back, and so we're finally getting it in August. I'm so excited. Then we finally have our print version of Perfect World Volume 2. Again, a victim of the rona. We were supposed to get this earlier. We're just getting it now. I will take what I can get. I love this series already. We are featuring a male lead who's in a wheelchair. It is somewhat ableist in the beginning, but you see our female character grow and change throughout, and I think that's really important. So I love this series as a whole. Please check it out. We also have Shortcake Cake Volume 9 that's coming out. My bookstore didn't have it in, so they never got Volume 8 in, so I'll probably just order that one digitally. But I really loved where Volume 8 ended. I cannot wait for Volume 9. The cover for Volume 9 gives me really interesting vibes considering the content of Volume 8, so I really think Volume 9 is going to be a trip and a ride, and I'm really excited. All right, let's move on to August 11th. So we have To Love a Prince. This is a royal romance that just looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I really love the look of the cover, and I'm excited to try it. Then we have Kiss My Cupcake by Helena Hunting. And this just looks like a really sweet, cute contemporary. She does tend to have some more, what's the word I'm looking for? Some deeper, more substantial content within her novels, even when they have these really cutesy covers. So don't let the cutesy cover deter you, or don't assume it's just going to be fluff. There's usually some other undercurrent being told within the story. So just know that that's just kind of Helena Hunting's style, and I'm really excited for her next book. And then we have a book that's actually being published by Viz. This is BTS Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I cannot wait. I saw this as a potential publish, and I can't even, you guys. Like, Viz is publishing BTS stuff. Like, two of my favorite things are meshing up into one. Like, I can't do anything about that other than love it. All right, so let's actually jump into the manga for the 11th. We have Komi Can't Communicate Volume 8. Again, another volume I'm genuinely excited about. I do have an early digital copy, so I plan to read that soon and give you my thoughts. And then we have A Gentle Noble's Vacation Recommendation, Volume 1. I just really am intrigued. I think is the best way for me to talk about this one. This one just looks incredibly intriguing. I'm really just curious about it. I think it could go a couple of different ways, and I'm interested to see which way it goes. Sorry, you're propped up on the cat tower again, and Light Song, my tabby, is deciding he needs attention right now. So if you shake a little bit, I'm really sorry. Next up on the list, we have Chobits, the 20th Anniversary Edition, Volume 1. I have not read Chobits. I'm interested to read Chobits, so I'm trying to decide if I want to try to get it from a library and read it first before I buy this, or if I just buy it outright and then just sell it if I don't like it. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. If you think I'm going to like Chobits, like, tell me. And then we have Eden Zero Volume 8. Volume 7 was quite a ride, and I really am enjoying the direction of this series. I feel like it's darker than Fairy Tail was ever capable of being, honestly. So I'm really excited to see where this next installment's going to go. And that is it for August 11th. Now we're going to move on to the 18th. We have Dating Makes Perfect by Pintip Dunn. This one looks absolutely adorable. My sweet friend Melissa already pre-ordered it for me for my birthday. And this is a YA contemporary. I know that we're dealing with some Asian style representation. I cannot remember the direct culture, so I'm not going to specify just because I cannot remember right at this moment. But I do know that we're going to have some great rep in here, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to go. Light Song. Don't do that, dude. And then the other book, there's only 2 books this week, is Vicious Spirits, which is the sequel to Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. I really loved book 1. I'm really looking forward to book 2. I think it's going to be a good time, and I'm genuinely excited, like I say, to continue on with the series and the Gumiho and all of those kinds of things. I'm just excited, guys. This is kind of a video where I fangirl about all the stuff that I like, so I'm really sorry in advance. So let's talk about manga for the week. So first up, we have Blue Flag, Volume 3. Viz was kind enough to send me an early copy, so I've already read this. It's absolutely fantastic, you guys, and I cannot wait for all y'all to read this so we can talk about it. But essentially, in this series, we're following 4 teens who are discovering what romantic love and their sexuality is and means to them. It's absolutely well done. I absolutely love this. It's going to be such a solid, good time for you guys. Like, I cannot talk about this series enough. It's so good. And then we have a branch of the Ancient Magus Bride series. It's called Jack Flash and the Fairy Case Files, Volume 1. Anything in the Ancient Magus Bride world, I will be all over, period, end of story. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So just be prepared for that. And then we have the collector's edition of Cardcaptor Sakura Volume 5 coming out. I'm really excited. I've been enjoying reading the series. I can't say it's my favorite clamp at this point, but I have really enjoyed it. And then we have Don't Toy With Me as Nagatoro Volume 3. I take this series volume by volume. It's a 4-koma style comedy in which we're dealing with a girl who kind of teases a boy that she likes. Some of it's kind of cruel in my opinion, so this is why I take it kind of volume by volume. But there was enough cuteness in Volume 2 that I am looking forward to Volume 3. And then we've got Sweat and Soap Volume 3, y'all. Like, I'm so ready for Volume 3. I've been ready for Volume 3 since the second I read Volume 2. Cannot have enough of this series. This is about, for those of you who are unfamiliar, this is about a woman who is very sensitive of her own body odor, and so she works at a perfume and fragrance company, and she really loves their products. Basically, the guy from the scent department gets a whiff of her when she's happy, and he's like, can I come and smell you every day? They form a friendship. It evolves into a relationship. They are so cute. They are goals. I love them. And yes, I am ready for Volume 3. And then we have Phantom Tales of the Night. I believe it's Volume 5 that's releasing. If not, I'll have the correct volume on the screen for sure. But I love Phantom Tales, guys. I read Volume 3 recently and really loved it. It's definitely on the darker side of what I read. And I don't read a lot of, like, dark manga because visually I'm really sensitive to things. But I've been okay with Phantom Tales for the first 3 volumes, so I'm definitely invested in going to continue. And then we are on to the 25th, which is the final week for the month of August. So first up, we have Nowhere to Hide by Leslie Kelly. I forget her middle initial, but I really enjoyed another book by her that I read earlier this year. They're kind of romantic suspense, and I really am looking forward to this one as well. And yes, I like romantic suspense apparently. As long as there's enough romance in it, I can handle the suspenseful kind of things, but if you just give me like a thriller, I can't do it. So I need the romance to break it up. And then we have Where Dreams Descend. This is like Moulin Rouge meets Phantom of the Opera from everything I've been told. This is a YA fantasy, and it just sounds right up my alley, guys. Like, musicals, old theaters, like, it's just my jam. I need it in my life. And then we've got Make Mine a Cowboy by A.J. Pine. Again, another Western style romance. I love A.J. Pine's writing. I don't remember what series this one is from, but I know that I really like A.J. Pine's writing, especially when they're writing Western romance. So yes, definitely excited. I do have an early copy of this one, so I will be reading it in the month of August. And then there's just 3 volumes of manga this week. So Yuzu the Pet Vet Volume 3 is actually releasing because they had a delay on Volume 2, but Volume 3 is staying on track apparently. So that's still slated to come out here in August, which I'm really excited about. Then we have Waiting for Spring Volume 13, which I found out is not the final volume. There will be a Volume 14 coming to us. So this is the penultimate volume. I'm really excited. I do think the canon story is finishing in 13, and then 14 is just going to be extras from what I've read and gathered, but I'm still really excited for Volume 13. I love this series, guys. You know this. It's just the best. I need it in my life. And then we have My Dress Up Darling Volume 2. My Dress Up Darling, I have a dedicated review to the first one, so I will leave that linked for you. But My Dress Up Darling is kind of going to be a wild ride. I'm really interested to see how I feel about it as things go on. And basically, we have a guy who loves to sew and a girl who wants to cosplay. And she wants to cosplay like a BDSM style lolly. It's just really interesting, and I have a lot of thoughts about it, so I'm definitely gonna point you towards that review. I do keep it pretty spoiler free, so you're not gonna get spoiled for plot points, but man, it is intense and very sexualized, and it is teens, so this might not be a title for everybody. But man, I'm really interested to see how this next volume is going to go. If I don't like it after volume 2, I'm not going to continue, guys, but I'm curious enough to read volume 2. So that is everything for the month of August. Again, I'm excited about all of these. I know I said I'm excited a lot, or go pick this up because I've already read it. And yes, so let me know what you're excited about down below. I know that I can't keep track of all of the releases, so if there's some that I missed, definitely tell me down below and I will tag them, or, you know, make sure that people are aware as well. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.